Hello there, and welcome to Gaming Takes Ages. I am Teal.
Emil, I am Emil.
You are, and we are joined by a lovely Lito, our good friend. Hello, how are you doing?
Hello. Doing all right. Thank you for so much for having me. I can't speak. Wow, I said I was ready. I guess I wasn't. Here we go. But yes, doing fantastic. Thanks for having me on.
Well, thank you. What have you been playing recently? I know lots of new
Oh,
games
man.
have come out. I don't know if you've been playing any of those, or if
The
you just...
let's see. The only new game I've been playing so far has been Persona 5 The Phantom X, if we can call that new at this point. That's been the one that's consistent.
Technically, yes. It's still getting updates every week, so I guess so.
Right. So we've at least been getting that. I know I did get to try. I've been doing a smorgasbord of things, but I did get to try Digimon Story Time Strangers,
Oh,
and that
cool.
plays extremely well. Yeah, my buddy brought it over. We had some fun there. I've been playing some Left 4 Dead 2 just because it's nice to get some mods in and pull all of that through. Been playing some Borderlands 3. Finally finished the main campaign there.
Nice.
Playing some Red Dead Redemption 2. Don't recommend playing that online. That was a mistake, but the single player is still really good. So that's been fun. And yeah, just kind of been hopping everywhere that I can.
Cool. That's honestly a lovely range of games.
Yeah. Most of which involve firearms in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah. Yeah, wholesome. Yes.
Yeah, something along those lines.
Yeah. Emil, what have you been playing?
Well, if still getting updates is the metric for a new game, I've been playing a lovely new game called Minecraft.
Oh, it is technically. We'll
Well,
make the argument.
they just gave us the Copper Golem. This means nothing to you, but like, the Copper Golem was a thing, and then they took it away from us, and now they've given it to us, and I don't really care as much as I did before. But he is a little boy.
So is
it's
it
the main
Also-
column.
Oh, no, okay. go
No,
on.
that's all you need to know.
Is it a little
They used to do this thing called
copper
the mob
person who
vote.
follows you, or
He sorts your items. It's irrelevant. They used to do this thing called the mob vote at the Minecraft Live thing, and everyone. It used to be on Twitter. Everyone would vote out for these 3 mobs, which one gets added to the game, and it was always a big issue. Like, nobody was happy, and like, Dream would skew. Do you know who Dream is?
All the
Yeah,
results.
yes,
Yep, I am very
yeah,
well
I
aware.
forget.
Dream would skew the results to be one that nobody wants just for
Right,
a laugh.
I see.
And then they were like, oh, let's not do it on Twitter. Let's do it in the Minecraft launcher. And then people are still like, well, why the blah, 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 blah. And anyway, one year, the Copper Golem was a sweet little baby, and they didn't win for stupid reasons, and it sucked. And then they got rid of the mob vote, and they gave us the Copper Golem.
Fair
And
enough. Cool.
Life is better. Also, in the last episode, I think I called the game that I was playing Diggerman 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes, you did.
It's not called that. It's called Mr. Driller 2.
Yeah, Mr. Driller. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because
Yeah.
I looked that game up after you said it because I'm like, oh, that sounds interesting. That does exist, and it's like a dig dug roguelike.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
That's why I'm like, that's right up your alley. The art style's perfect. So I had no
I'll play
questions.
that.
Well,
By
so
the next episode,
Mr.
ask me what I've been playing, and I'll be like, I've
So-
been playing Mr. Driller 2.
Well, I've been playing.
Oh, no, wait.
I've been playing Mr. Driller Man. I've played Mr. Driller Man 1 because it was a PS1 game.
You're not called Mr. Driller, man.
Well,
Come on,
whatever,
man.
But I've played that.
Idiot.
I've played that
That.
one. I've played that one.
Right.
Because it was a PS1 demo. So I have played that at some point. So I
Yeah,
knew
I
what you
actually,
meant. I just misinterpreted.
Yeah,
the name.
All
I
come
did it. I
together.
said it wrong on purpose to
Uh-huh.
bait people to comment on the video,
Yeah, of
Totally.
course.
and no one did.
Oh,
So
well, shame.
it was a failure all
Well-
around.
Well, I commented on this video for it, so there's your comment.
Yeah.
You still got the win.
Yes.
Cool. Well, I have been
Hate on.
playing a new game. It actually is new. Pokemon
A
Legends
new
Z to
game?
A. Yeah.
Ah,
Oh.
very nice.
It is awesome.
Man.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I've heard many good things, especially about the alphas just feeling a little bit better in this game than in the original Legends. What's your experience been with that?
Yeah, so what I like about it is because obviously the first Legends game was set way in the past. This is set in the present, really. But it is set after X and Y and is is very much a continuation in the respect that there are many characters from X and Y who have shown up, and you will have seen them through trailers. So one of the Team Flare members, Mabel, is like the person who gives you missions and stuff like that. Emma was a post-game character who was with Detective Looker. And now it's her detective bureau. She's taken over Looker's bureau. So stuff like that. It's really cool. It's really nice to really see that continuation. And the gameplay is awesome, and visually it's a delight. And yeah, it's just a great game. I've also been playing Croc because they added time trials to it, and they're really hard. So they've got like your standard gold medal, and then they've got a bonus platinum medal. And I was just like, in World 1, I was like, I'll give the Platinums a go. And they were really hard. And I was just like, okay, I'm only going to do it for World 1. And that became apparent that was an amazing choice, because World 2 onwards, they really want you to do speedrun tech. That was very much not intended in the original release, because if you spin and press... If in the middle of a jump, you spin and jump at the same frame and hold them both down, you can just hover. So,
just like in real life.
Yeah, exactly. But it does break the game a fair bit.
Oh yeah.
So things where you're like, oh, I need to wait on these hang bars for like 20 seconds. No, you go past that, it takes 2 now. So it's like, okay. So like stuff like that, it drastically reduced the time. But I don't know how to do that tech because it's not my thing. And I couldn't be bothered to learn it. So I didn't. And I'm probably never going to do that. But the good thing is there's no like trophy attached to doing all of the platinums. I think it wants you to get 5. And the first world is really, it's not easy, but it's free in comparison.
It's doable, right?
Yeah. So it's not that bad. And there are some later on as well which are fairly simple. But yeah, like it's still just like, okay, I love this, but also, oh god, like these are hard.
Well, do they actually tell you how to do the tech, or do they just expect you to figure it out?
Oh no, they do not.
Oh god. So yeah, no, you're just completely out there.
Interesting. The advice I would give you is watch a speedrun and still don't understand how to do it based on what you've seen. It doesn't help
Lovely.
You. But it's cool. It's cool that they added it. It was a free update, and I appreciate it. So that was lovely. More Croc is always nice. But yeah, lovely. Well, every week we like to start by presenting a little offering to the ancients. Who are the ancients? What do they want? We still actually have no idea. It's crazy. We've been doing this for a while now. We have no. It's more than half a year at this point. We still don't know. So yeah, who wants to begin? We're gonna try and please them.
Mine's definitely on the quicker side if you want to get that out of the way. So. All right, cool. Well, this is just going to be a quick question, more of an icebreaker, just to, one of the offerings I know most gods, ancients, and others typically like is an offering of food. So I was wondering if I could pose the question to all of us, what is our favorite meal that we had over the past week, from the past month, and the past year? I'll go ahead and go first so you guys have some time to think real quick. So I'll give you some brain breaker. Well, it could be the same, right? Because if the thing you had in the past week also happened to be the one in the past year, I'm not going to count that against you. But I don't know what the ancients want, so hey, the more the merrier, right?
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and go first. Yesterday, I made the best chicken parmesan I have made. I nailed the noodles. I nailed the chicken. The sauce was from a jar. I couldn't screw that up. And the side salad was just some arugula, some grape tomatoes chopped up, some nice Italian dressing. Was fantastic. From the past week, me and my buddy went in on some very bougie sports tickets, but that includes club level access. And so we got to have some of the fancy club level foods. We got to have some beef empanadas and brisket creamed corn. And he got to have shrimp tacos. I can't do seafood, but apparently it was just fantastic. And then from the past year, I think that I might have mentioned this somewhere, but I'd kind of been traveling the world seeing everybody before I turned the big 3-0 this year. And most of those meals that I got to share with them is what I would probably consider my meals of the year. So everyone from the Night Squad that I got to meet.
Yeah, and also we're not part of the Night Squad, but we got to meet you as well.
Yeah, exactly. You got to meet me the year before, so that technically doesn't count. But actually, it's all there.
It was slightly out of the. Oh yeah, it was because
it was just outside of the range.
Yeah, it was like mid-October. It's already been over a year.
About to say, I know, right? It feels like it was the other week. Like it's crazy.
It's off topic to food, but genuinely playing Mario Party with both of you blindfolded was an absolute delight. and I've watched some of those highlights back so often because it's really, really funny.
It is a good one.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that. So best meal of the year, it's a tie between a Christmas dinner with my family, because it's always, you're cooking. I was cooking with mum, and we all just had a lovely meal. But also dinner with you and Esther a meal, because I cooked you when you came here, and it was a
You
lovely
cooked us.
day. I cooked you. You're still here though. You browned nicely.
Boiled a mash and stick 'em in a stew.
Delicious. Missing a hand now, but I mean it was a good hand. But no, we had a lovely day. It was really fun. And I absolutely nailed the dinner. So that was great. And
Oh, he's gonna list that as my worst. No.
oh no.
Oh no.
What a shame. Favorite meal this week. I had a lovely salmon and roast potatoes and veg, and I was mwah. I love salmon. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
But Emil, what about you?
Well, I think the week and the month one are the same, probably. It seems Lita has been eating pretty well. Well, I don't know actually. It's fun because I've just been in Germany and there's a lot of different things there. We did go out to a like Vietnamese restaurant, and what I had there, I think I would maybe pick, which was it was a knusprig Ente, which is German for crispy duck. And it was that with noodles and various vegetables. That was really, really nice. They do crispy duck better in Germany than they do in England. I don't know why, because it's obviously, it's Vietnamese chefs.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Seasoning, maybe?
And they do this rose and hibiscus iced tea, and I've been there before, and I got a lemon and lime iced tea, I think, and Esther got the rose and hibiscus one, and she drank a bit of it, and I was like, how is it? And she's like, it tastes like soap. And I was like, let me try. And I tried it. I was like, oh my God, it tastes like soap. Like, do you not want to eat soap? When you smell soap, do you not think, I want to eat this so bad, but I know it's going to taste terrible?
I see. So it
No.
smells. It's that sort of
tasted like
alluringness.
soap smelt.
Good.
And
Right,
Okay.
I was like, my life is complete. Like, to be able to actually put the soap thing in your mouth and it tastes like it
actually-
smells and not like a horrible, horrible thing. So I was like really looking forward to getting that again. That was real good. The year though, oh, I don't know. I don't know what the best thing I've eaten is. Yeah, it's hard. My memory's not even good enough. Like, I can't even remember what day of the week it is most days.
That's fair.
My brother-in-law is a real good cook. He often we go to theirs once a week, and he cooks all sorts, but I don't know what they are. He serves them to me and I eat them and they're good.
To be fair, that also works. I mean, we kind of chickened out with the Christmas dinner, and also I just ate with people I met, so I never mentioned what the meal was. So
Christmas dinner is always special as well. Like, I have roasts. I have Sunday roasts, but a Christmas one is just different. It's just different.
Yeah. Pigs and blankets are so good.
Yeah. Oh, pigs and blankets. Oh my God.
Every time.
Also, well, briefly talking about German food, Maultaschen is so good. I think it literally translates to mouth bags, which doesn't sound the most.
It sounds interesting.
It's basically like pasta with like sausage meat inside, not like
I know
not like
this is.
ravioli or the other one. What's the other pasta that's filled?
Tortellini.
Tortellini.
Yeah.
It comes like a thing like this, like it's like a.
Yeah.
It looks.
It's like a pie.
chicken breast shape, and you cut it up
Mm.
into slices, and then you fry it. Oh, it's so good. I think
Mm.
it's very specific to that region of Germany. But if you ever are in the Swabian region of Germany, as it's known, get Maultaschen. It's so good.
Mm.
We'll
You
be
can
seeing
have
where
it
our next
in
world tour
a number
takes us.
of different ways. It's
Nice.
sounds
shout
so
to
good.
Maultaschen.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
Who wants to go next? I don't mind.
Oh yeah, I forgot we were doing a thing.
We're
I thought
talking-
it was a food podcast now.
We're
We got
talking
fed
to the
into it. There you
ancients.
What? So, are you familiar with the Streisand effect? I think it comes from. I was looking it up. It was like an aerial photograph of like coastal corrosion was taken, and Barbara Streisand's house in Malibu was in one of these aerial photos. So she sued the photographer for breaching her privacy, and basically it was a big lawsuit which eventually got dropped because the whole point of documenting coastal erosion is kind of more important than where a celebrity lives.
Mhm.
But the thing is, before all this happened, that photo had been viewed 6 times, 2 of which were by Barbara Streisand's attorneys. After this all came out, it has been viewed, I think it was 420,000 times. So the Streisand effect is when you try to censor something for your own privacy, but it just draws attention to the thing that nobody knew about.
Cool.
So when I was in Germany, I was we were out in town, and then this guy approached us, and he was like, "Do you speak English?" And I was like, "Yes, I speak English." So then he started talking to me, and he had the best accent. It was an Estonian accent, which, if you haven't heard, is very, very good. It's a good accent. And he was like, I think he must have approached me because of the way I look. He was trying to sell me a metal CD, as in the music metal, not
Right. Okay.
CDs are generally plastic. So he was trying to sell me that, and I could kind of understand about 50% of what he was saying because this accent was so thick. But it was so good. It was so good. He kept going, "Keep on rocking, come on!" And it was like, I was like, he's like, "Oh, you pay what you want for this CD," and I was like, I'm not that into metal music, but so I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm like visiting here. I don't have any spending money." And he was like, "Oh, okay." And then Esther was like, "Oh, maybe if we can listen to it online or something, we can check it out." And he was like, "Okay." And then he's like, "I'll give you my poster." And I was like, "Okay." So he gave us a poster. I'm not going to reveal what the band is called. This is, but like, yeah, we have the poster, and so yeah, I put the poster in my bag. We went home, and like a bit later, I was like, "Oh yeah, maybe we should like check them out." Like we could have just not checked them out, but why not? Why not? We said we would. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So I got out the poster. We checked them out, and I was like, it's not really my thing. Like, but sure. And then I was reading the poster, which has, I'll cover the name, but it has a lot of
That's
text.
a lot of info. Okay.
And I was like, okay, there's a lot to read here, and I was reading it. It was wild. So basically, this band has gotten a really bad rap for bothering people, basically.
Right.
And as I was reading it, this band has like changed names a bunch of times. And when I was reading one of the old names, I was like, that really rings a bell. And I remembered like years ago when I had visited Germany, the same thing had happened to me. A guy tried to sell me the CD, and I was like, it's the same thing. And there's this whole thing about like organized hate groups are trying to like besmirch the name of this band, and all kinds. It's a wild read. And like everyone's saying, this band is a scam, this band is a scam, and they're like, we're not a scam, we're not a scam. And I was like, what is going on with this band? So I looked up, and there is a big Reddit devoted to this band being a scam, which they have spoken about in here is an organized hate thing. I had looked into it, didn't really, it kind of seemed a bit legit. I don't know what to think, but before that I wouldn't have thought anything about this band being a scam, but them going on so much about them being a scam sure made me look into them being a scam. It was interesting. People all over Europe are like, oh, these guys, and they have stories about like these guys that approached them, and like one of them was like, oh, that's exactly what happened to me. They said their tour bus had like broken down and that they needed to sell CDs to fix their tour bus, which is obviously a lie, because unless it keeps happening to them, who knows? But
get a new bus.
That was a very interesting rabbit hole for me to go down one evening. I was like,
did you listen to any
just
of the
reading
music?
this poster? It wasn't for me.
Fair
It's not
enough.
my kind of thing.
I was half expecting you to be like, and they're called Metallica. I've never heard of them, but here they are.
No, I like some people are like, oh yeah, I actually did buy one of their CDs, and like, yeah, it's quite good and stuff. And some people are like, oh yeah, I said I wouldn't buy it, and then they followed me.
Oh my god.
Okay.
So, who knows what's going on with this band, but
okay. Well, would I lie to you? Surely not. I'm going to tell you a bunch of statements, and you have to tell me whether you think they are a truth or a lie. I didn't take this from anything that the BBC may or may not have made. No. So here we go. I believed my neighbour was God. You may ask follow-up questions.
Who is your neighbor?
It's not now. I was 6, I think.
6. Okay.
So my neighbor Ganesh, a big L.
Immediacy of it.
Yeah. He was about the same age as me. And he said he was God, and I believed him.
And you believed him. Ooh.
This rings true to me. I feel like kids are dumb, and
they are.
I feel like I could have believed someone was God if they told me that in a convincing enough way. When did you find out that they weren't God?
Oh, like the same day.
Or is the jury still out on this?
If it was the same day, if it's one of those where it's like, hey, yeah, absolutely, I'll believe it for half a second and then go, wait a minute, I have an idea. I'd believe a kid would be that flippant.
How did you find out that they weren't God?
I don't know. I just did. It just
the real God approached you and was like,
no, to me they were lying.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I'm gonna go truth.
I think a kid would believe that. I'd go true as well.
Yeah, it's true. So
yeah, there it is.
The reason for it, but I believe them, is I had a bunk bed at the time, and they sat in the top bunk, and they were like, "I am God." I was like, "Oh, really?" I just don't believe them. And then they hammed it up more and gave more of a backstory. I was like, okay. And I don't know the exact reason I stopped believing them, but they asked me to do like a bunch of just chores around the room. And I got
is a sitcom episode.
I got really annoyed and just like, I don't want to be doing chores.
And that's why you're an atheist.
I think that's why I doubted it. I was like, well, God wouldn't make me do this.
Yeah,
God does make people do chores. Sure. That's a big part of religion.
Yeah,
there's a lot of tasks inside of that book.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I when I was a kid, I was always worried that I was a robot, and no one had told me. So the God thing rings true to me.
Fair enough. When performing in a play in Germany, mid-performance, the director stopped the play and asked me to do a section again because it was so funny to him.
This is wild because I've been watching the Goes Wrong show, and I just watched the episode where they redo the play a bunch of times.
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
I think you may have told me a story about doing a play in Germany.
Right. I
Yes.
recall that as well.
I have gone to Germany to perform a play twice. Whether this happened is up to you to decipher.
What was the bit? Come on, you did it twice. You should know it.
No, different plays. Different plays
I
each time we
see.
went. I played.
No. What was the
He
bit
had to
that he
read
got
it.
you to
Yeah.
play because it was
I know,
so
but
funny?
you're saying I did it. Oh, I see. I did the bit
Yeah,
twice.
there it goes.
Because I said I
Yes.
did 2 plays. I see. Okay.
This rings
He's
a
ringing a little
lie.
bit
I
too
was
stinky.
playing a woman called Mrs. Sati, and I was like a housekeeper for Galileo Galilei, and
Great name.
I can't remember the exact reason for it, but I was in like distress, and I started like crawling along the floor and like screaming really high pitched, be like Galileo, Mr. Galileo, and just like kept screaming and by like.
Oh my God, Teal, just do that again.
Galileo, Mr. Galileo. Yes.
So what was he laughing with you or at you, do you think?
It was supposed to be a funny scene, and he got up as director. Again, this is in Germany to a German audience. He stood up, said stop. It's so funny. Told me to bow for how funny it was, and then said do the scene again.
There's a lot of detail in it. I believe you were in a play that featured these characters. I don't know if I fully believe that they would get up in the middle and just say, hey, let's go ahead and cut it right there and just like redo.
That would be insane, wouldn't it?
Right, just a little bit. But
you're going lie?
I'm going lie on this one.
I'm sticking with true.
Okay.
That's true.
Alrighty then. Yep, there it is.
You've told me about this director before,
Yeah.
and this.
Okay.
This seems.
He
on
was
brand.
incredibly supportive and inspirational to me growing up. I went back to Jersey earlier in the year and got to meet him for a coffee and just chat for an hour.
Nice.
And yeah, just got to tell him how much he meant to me. Because he was like, no, not just me. Pretty much anyone who was part of that theater group. Everyone was just changed as a person thanks to him and the community around us, and but he was insane. Like he genuinely stopped the play, said it was really funny, like was laughing so much, like as he stood up and in front of everyone. And again, a German, it would be weird to an English speaking audience. He would be confused as to why that has happened.
I don't know. So much of Germany speaks English.
Sure, but why did he do that? That's a very
because it was so funny to you.
But it's left an impression on you, and to be fair, the best directors I've had were also the most eccentric too. So I can at least relate that.
He's absolutely awesome. My next one, I peed on my neighbor's laundry.
True.
Different neighbor, to be clear.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe not then. Because you had to get revenge on him for tricking you that badly.
No, different.
So
different neighbor, different year.
Different neighbor, different year. Same like childhood-ish era. How old were you?
I think 7, 8.
7 or 8. Okay.
Wait, were you was it hanging up on the line or was it in?
It was.
A
we had
basket?
We had a communal hanging line around the estate outside. So we could have our laundry.
You were aiming upwards.
Huh? Aiming.
You were aiming upwards.
Oh,
In
I
the wind.
see.
Or were you from a height?
No, so this particular
From above.
This particular piece of laundry was bed sheets, so it was going to my
Draping
level.
super low. Okay.
It wasn't touching the ground, but it was there were some lines which were really high, so it could drape. And obviously during the summer, that's probably the best way to dry your clothes and your linens and whatnot.
Summer, sure. So this would have been during the like midday, during the evening.
couldn't tell you what time of day. I feel, let's say around 5 p.m. I don't know.
5 p.m. All right. Just a little before dinner. Okay.
I think every story is true.
Right
This is
now,
just
I'm
your
thinking it's
confession
true.
booth.
I
Here's
think
all these weirdest things.
it's just everything he needs to admit to because the ancients are listening. Obviously,
Yeah.
he needs to gain their approval. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
This
I want to
one,
become an
the
ancient.
ancients.
I need to atone. So,
you need
yeah.
to appease. I think that this is the one I've led you a little bit the most, where some of the words I said came out right after I said them versus the other two, but I don't want to immediately call it a lie. I'm trying to think of other questions I could
The thing is,
ask, because this is just kind
I
of
could
a...
have pre-planned a response and a
That's
backstory for
fair.
some of these, but you
Teal, you did it. You said pre-planned. There's no such thing. Planning
You're
is
right,
already
you're
a
right.
pre-event.
Okay, you're right.
You just
Okay, let me.
planned.
Sure. Okay. I could have planned an answer. Neither of you
Yay!
asked. Neither of you have asked why.
Oh no, it seems obvious.
Yeah. Just pretty straightforward. I mean, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. Like,
Yeah.
And laundry is the best place to do that.
I mean, you got the fresh scent right there. You don't got to worry about covering it up.
Yeah.
Did it leave a yellow stain on some lovely white bed sheets?
Now, he was properly
Pretty
hydrated, I would
sure it
assume.
did. Probably
Oh.
not. I mean, it's summer, so probably not.
Interesting.
I'm sticking with true.
I'm leaning that way. I'll go with true. I'm thinking it's true. Okay.
So let me tell you. I'm not gonna name her, but my neighbor, not the person whose laundry I peed on, a neighbor of the same age, she was a devious little. she basically was like, "I dare you to do it." I was like, "All right,
A dare,
yeah,
right?
That
I could
would
do
make
it."
sense. Okay.
And she immediately went and told her.
Yeah, of course.
Just like, I was in trouble for so long.
There
Yeah,
are
of course,
words.
you pissed on her laundry.
Yes, I know. we get on now. Whenever I see her, when I go back to where I used to live, yeah, we get on. All right, final one.
Okay, works out.
All right, final one.
True. It's true. They're all true.
The immediacy doesn't need to see it.
Whilst rehearsing for a play, I was asked to hold the hand of a girl I didn't really know, and then I cried.
That is so coded to be true. It hurts.
True. It's so true.
That feels like it would be true though.
It doesn't even need questions. I understand it all.
Yeah. I was 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Just like in my head, you only held the hand of a girl that you were in love with. I was just like, "Whoa, this is weird." So yeah, it was it was very weird to me. And yeah, I just burst into tears and
traumatizing for that girl. Like,
Absolutely.
what is wrong with me?
No, I think more than anything, I was just the weirdo at that point. But it was fine. It's what it is.
That's fair.
It was a fun experience. I enjoyed the play. I can't remember what it was. I remember having fun with it though. But there you go. No, there weren't any lies. I'm only told the truth.
There you go.
Yeah, I've told all of the things. Did the ancients enjoy all of these?
No, the ancients would not allow it.
No, they hate
Okay.
truth.
The
Only
ancients
tell
want
lies
us
from
to
now on.
lie. Yeah.
Good to know.
And also, they didn't like our food podcast.
Unfortunately.
And they're a big fan of this band.
They're not scams. They're just
They
representatives of the
love
ancients.
Metallica. All right, well, almost exactly 25 years ago, on October 25th, 2000, the PlayStation 2 released in North America. It launched in Europe a month later on November 24th, and unsurprisingly, released way earlier in Japan, March 4th. So the PlayStation 2 is part of the 6th generation of home consoles alongside the Nintendo GameCube.
6th.
The Sega Dreamcast and the Xbox. So the introductory price is this is crazy to me. Like looking at this because it has an equivalent to current currency. So
Yeah.
in terms of yen, it was 39,800 yen. Equivalent to 40,730 in 2019. It's barely gone up. The yen has been steady for the last 25 years. I mean, that is pre-pandemic. I don't know how much the pandemic would have altered that, but oh my god, the fact that that's practically the same price is insane to me. Now, the US, it was $299, which is equivalent to in 2024 to $550.
Yep.
The UK. Oh, the UK. The US like to complain about their
Inflation,
currency inflation.
We love it.
We had it at £299, same as the dollar, even though the dollar was at that point double the pound. So we were the same. It is as of 2023 the equivalent of £640. Our inflation is insane. So
Been pretty crazy. Oh
yay!
Yeah.
The PS2 boasted a lot more power than that of the PS1. The memory card even had 8 megabytes to work with. Oh my god!
I remember that.
I wiped my ass with 8 megabytes today. That is crazy.
Yes.
Oh my god, it's so big. You remember that those days?
It's the same thing across the entire other set of consoles. The GameCube used memory blocks, and I think all of those were just extremely small too. And the fact you could fit all the save data from a single game into that thing. Yep, he's got his ready. I should have had mine.
Do you remember how much a PS1 memory card was? You could fit 15 games on it. I had that one. Yeah.
3. No, 1. Oh, they octupled it?
1 is 1M? Is that what that means?
I do not know because the answer is 128 kilobytes.
So a bit of an upgrade, you know.
A small. Yeah. So take a guess. How many games do you think the PS2 had? I'll go closest wins. These are not like
by the end.
Yes, by the end, how many separate games were developed and released for the PlayStation 2?
Oh man,
too many. Because I'm trying to remember. That was still the age of like movie tie-in games and like some re-releases and upgrades and stuff too. We don't count PS1. We're just talking dev for PS2. Period. Okay.
Yeah. There might be in some cases like Rayman M was also Rayman Rush on the PS1, but like that is a separate game. Anything that released on the PS2 as a PS2 game, we are
got it. Okay. Gosh. I still want to go back and play a decent amount of them. I'm going to go ahead and set it, but I'm probably going to aim what I feel's a little high. I'll say 350.
350, okay.
350.
350.
Okay, I was thinking much higher.
Well, what are you thinking about?
I'm thinking like closer to 1,000. No, surely because some people will have. Will they? Collectors?
I don't think this is one where it would be easy. I think if you were collecting from the start, it'd be possible.
I feel like I could name 350. I don't know. Like, you know, we've played, what was that, 44 Party? That was on the PS2.
Yes, there was also... Oh, I can't remember what it's called. There was another one which
I feel like if that game is on the PS2, 1,000 other games that we don't know about are on the PS2.
Sure.
There are.
With 1,000 and something.
I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my number.
1234.
It is 4,344.
Wow. Okay.
So
you're gonna have to bleep that. I'm sorry, but man.
Oh, I don't care. You can say what you want.
Oh my god.
In terms of how many games, obviously a rough estimate, 1.54 billion games sold across all of PlayStation 2's lifespan. in terms of the console itself, the PS2 has sold 160.63 million units, making it the best-selling console of all time. The DS is closely behind at 155 million, and the Switch is at 153 million right now. Whilst it seems the Switch is bound to overtake it at some point in the next couple of years, I imagine that's somewhat thanks to the pandemic. Sony do keep moving the goalposts a little bit when Nintendo gets close, because they announced at the end of last year a further 5 million units have been sold in the past 12 years. So despite it not being in production during that time. I suspect the number's probably going to go up if they discover like a little tally. It was like, oh, we left this document that we've been waiting to reveal. Here's 20 more million. Like, I wouldn't be surprised.
You activated my trap card, you know?
I wouldn't be surprised. Like, the Switch overtake it? No. Here we go. So, yeah, we'll see. But I mean, though, the thing is that whichever way you slice it, the PS2 was powerful, it was affordable, and it was bloody good. It's an insane variety, as you can probably tell, with the bonus of PS1 games also working on it, which is something its competitors can do due to a change in the games moving from cartridge to disc, or in the case of the Xbox, nothing existed prior to it. That was the first. So it boasted a huge library by the end, and it had however many were on PS1 as well. So, pretty impressive. And you could play music on it, and you could do this and that, and watch movies. And,
DVDs. I watched my first ever DVD on PS2. It was Road to El Dorado.
Oh, nice. Mine was
pretty good
Emperor's New
start on
Groove.
that one.
Same vibes.
Nice. Mine was Top Gun, a little bit different.
Wow, same vibes.
Totally.
Yeah. So, there were 29 launch titles in the US. Would you like to try and guess any of them? I will accept franchise.
I know.
I have been told I cannot.
No, you will.
Oh.
You will.
You will?
There are some you will.
I know Super Snowboard Cross, because that's the one that I was gifted alongside the PlayStation, so I'm going to go SSX.
SSX, yeah.
I'm sorry, what? SSX is short for Super Snowboard Cross?
Yes.
Oh my god.
I'm glad I could reveal this to you 25 years later. I think there was obviously some of the sports games I think came on, like Madden or NHL or some of that stuff. Those probably popped on too as like release titles. But in terms of like just new IPs as well, or
not new. Not all of them are new. But
not all
yes,
of them are new.
SSX, you are correct.
I think there was a Tekken release and there was a Ridge Racer release. I think
You are correct with Tekken.
I'll take
there was
that.
Tekken Tag Tournament. You were also correct with Ridge Racer. There was Ridge Racer 5.
Yes. I have no idea what the other ones are.
Yeah, I feel like Lito's got all the ones that I could like maybe have guessed. Almost certainly I wouldn't have guessed these things.
There's one other I'm surprised you haven't went with, Lito.
Let's see. Is it a continuation of an existing series or is it brand new?
It's something you play.
Something I play. Well, that's a very good thing. Oh, wait, no, P3 wasn't a launch title.
No, it wasn't.
Was it? No, I was about to say, like, hold up. I am drawing a blank. What do we got?
Madden.
Of course it's Madden. Oh, I thought it was NHL. Oh, I said sports games. I skipped over Madden. So yeah, I guess
NHL
Madden
was also that.
Oh, okay. Well, there's that.
Yeah.
So, okay, yeah, no, Madden 2001. I got that as a release title on that too. That was part of the gift. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. How I forgot that, I have no idea.
So, would you like me to go through them all?
Please do.
Yeah.
Yes.
It would
Armored
be
Core
foolish
2.
of us to say no.
Dead or Alive 2. Dynasty Warriors 2. ESPN International Track and Field. ESPN Winter X Games Snowboarding. ESPN did a lot of stuff. The Eternal Ring. Evergrace. Fantavision. What is that? It's such a small text. Gun Griffin Blaze. Kesson.
You made that up.
No,
made that up.
No, that's real. Midnight Club, Street Racing, MotoGP, Madden, obviously, NHL, Orphan, Scion of Sorcery, Cue Ball.
Scion
is that word.
Is it Scion? Okay.
SCI, yeah.
I've heard Scion in Tomb Raider.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I've always pronounced that as Scion.
Is that like Uh-oh, there's an avalanche. We better get our ski on.
No, it's an artifact. But it is. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, Cue Ball, Billiard Master, Ready to Rumble Boxing, Ridge Racer 5, Silent Scope, Smuggler's Run, SSX, Street Fighter EX3, Summoner, Swing Away Golf, Tekken Tag Tournament, Time Splitters, Unreal Tournament, Wild Wild Racing, and X Squad. So
okay, Unreal Tournament's a bit unfair. That was everywhere because that was Unreal Engine's like tech demo for all of their stuff. I didn't realize that got released with it.
Yeah,
interesting.
So I'm going to give you 2 questions now.
All right.
Which has the highest rating on Metacritic from these games with a score of 93? Dead or Alive 2, Dynasty Warriors 2, Madden NFL 2001, SSX 2000, Tekken Tag Tournament, or Time Splitters?
Because Time Splitters was a movie like tie-in game, if I recall correctly. So I don't know how that one would. Yeah, because Time Splitters was a movie. Yeah, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Was that not after though?
I thought it came before.
I don't know. I know that like
I was
Time
6.
Splitters,
Like
Time
maybe
Splitters
it
2
did.
was very popular.
yes.
But I don't know.
But my venture would be SSX because I remember everyone who played that absolutely loved it. I could entirely be wrong, and it could be Dead or Alive because I know that was also like hyped like crazy for the fighting game community.
What were the options again?
Dead or Alive 2, Dynasty Warriors, Madden, Tekken Tag Tournament, Time Splitters, and SSX. I sort of skipped over SSX because you just.
I like
said it,
for
but yes.
some reason maybe it's Madden. Like for some reason that's like the Madden of all Maddens.
It was a big transition for 3D from PlayStation 1 to PlayStation 2.
It is SSX, which I only just wrote down because I, for some reason, thought that wasn't part of the list, and I saw it in the list of other. Like I was looking through Metacritic, and I saw it in a list of the games that released at the time, and I, for some reason, thought that released after launch, and I made a mistake. So Dead or Alive and Madden both had 91. I thought it was a tie for those two at first. Dynasty Warriors 2 had 75. Tekken Tag Tournament had 85, and Time Splitters had 81. So certainly not bad. Now, which is the worst with a score of 54? We've got Evergrace, Fantavision, Orphan, Scion of Sorcery. I'm still going to say Scion.
Sticking with it.
Cue Ball, Billiards Master, or Wild Wild Racing.
I don't even remember what you said at the very beginning of
Evergrace,
that. I just don't. I don't know these games.
Which of these unforgettable games was the most unforgettable? Evergrace, Fantavision, Orphan, Cue Ball, Billiards, Wild Wild Racing.
Have you, Lito, have you ever heard of Wild Wild Racing?
I feel like the name's familiar, but I cannot say I've seen any of it.
I feel like there could be some really bad racing games. But that bad? I'm going to have to go with Orphan Scion, whatever it is.
Yeah, Scion of Sorcery.
Yeah.
I wanna go Fantavision just because again, like I haven't heard of some of these, and I can't imagine, especially at launch, that the ones you would remember would be like, you know, near the top. The ones that you just never heard of would have been near the bottom.
I will say in regards to Fantavision, it is not a Pepsi Man situation. It is a puzzle game.
Right. I didn't even pin that together.
It's Fantavision.
Vision.
It's a single
but
word,
in my
but a
head,
capital
in my
V,
head,
and, yeah.
in my head, it was PHANTA.
No, it's nothing to
Why
do
though?
with...
Why did my head go to that? Because
Phantasy Star Online, maybe.
Maybe because Orphan Scion of Sorcery exists. I don't know.
Possibly.
Sorry, so Lito, which one are you going for?
I'm going for Fantavision.
Okay, it's Orphan.
There you go.
Yeah. Orphan had 54.
Good guess.
Evergrace had 59. Fantavision 72. Cue Ball Billiards 65. Wild Wild Racing. I actually didn't put it down. I think it was 73.
Okay.
So it wasn't bad. So I figured I'd go through Metacritic and see some of the reviews. For the ones that actually did well. I didn't do SSX because, as I said, I forgot that was part of the launch.
Yep.
Anyway, so Dead or Alive. GamePro gave it 100 for fighting enthusiasts. Dead or Alive 2 is the first must-have game for the PS2. End of story. Pretty good.
Yep.
Spank, I think that's a magazine, gave it an 80. The action is fast and exciting, the breasts still jiggle, and the scene interactions could actually see you saying the word wow. Thank you, Spank. Madden, Operation Sports, gave it a 96. Definitely justifies the purchase of a PS2. Gaming Age, 91. To be blunt, I haven't been this addicted to one single game in a long time. And then Happy Puppy gave it an 85, and I do wonder if Lewis, our good friend Lewis, was on the writing team. Without a doubt, the Madden cards are the niftiest new things about this year's game. Nifty is a very Lewis-coded word, so just like, oh, interesting. And then Daily Radar gave it 100. Jaw-dropping graphics. Jaw-dropping...
We broke him. All right, cool. Let's go.
Jaw-dropping graphics. The level of detail on each player is almost silly. So, yeah, but the thing is, it's very impressive because playing the PS1 demos and PS2 demos, it's fascinating to learn that back in the PS1 days, they still used motion capture back then. Which is crazy to think. You think it's more of a newer technology, but no, it's used back in the mid-90s for films and even games. Most notably sports games, because they actually used the athletes and their motions. But the leap from PS1, I haven't played any Madden game yet. I've been playing football stuff, and the leap in terms of football is insane because it's horrible on the PS1. So many companies tried to do different football games, and they're all so bad. Some of them actually play all right, but visually they look a mess, especially in the crowds. And then on the PS2, there's personally, at least, I haven't seen any deviation besides the few that remain, because at that point FIFA and EA have such a stranglehold on it. There's no point in trying to make a competitor. So
well, it's also currently not contractually possible because they EA signed a deal with basically all major sports organizations saying no one can partner with them. So if you're making a sports game, you can't use the sports teams. And for at least the Americas, for Madden or NHL, what's kind of the point? I want to play as my team, you know?
Of course.
So
but now we'll go to the bad games. So Evergrace. It's a game by From Software.
That makes sense.
Dark Souls, people. Bloodborne. All those games. And it is, from what I can tell, your typical third-person RPG, kind of Zelda-like. It looks fine. It looks slow and quite a bit boring, if I'm being honest, from what I saw. But it's Antagonist, I presume that's a magazine, gave it a 47. I like the art in Evergrace. Everything else is crap. These are official reviews, to be clear.
Yes.
GameSpot gave it a 52. Just shy of average. There's nothing particularly bad here, but what little good it has is purely incidental and generally ignorable. Which is amazing.
Well.
And then IGN. This review confused me. So, the story, voice acting, character development, translation, combat system, and plot progression are very good. Nothing more. 72. But it's just are very
insane.
good, nothing more. That's a very weird statement to make.
I have to assume they're comparing it to Armored Core 2, which is another FromSoft game.
Maybe.
And it's like, hey, that one got highly praised, and this one's just a flop because of it.
I don't know. And now we get to Orphan, Scion of Sorcery. However, known in Japan, Sorcerer Stabber Orphan. Which, love that. It's a third-person platformer, turn-based puzzle game. Honestly, looking at it looked alright. It's got, anime cutscenes, hand-drawn animation. I couldn't tell if it was also an anime. I don't know.
I don't think so.
I didn't see anything saying it was on the Wikipedia page, so maybe it was.
I just found it. It is based off of a light novel. So it wasn't quite like a comic book or anything too graphic, but that's typically the pipeline, right?
But still, it's fully animated 2D animation, so for some cutscenes, so very cool. It has voice acting. The voice acting was okay from what I heard. I think the reviews do tell us a bit about why it didn't do super well, though. So IGN give it a 45. The fun of the occasional epic battle was crippled by the dozen mind-meltingly dull conversations you have to sit through to get to it, which is not great. Gamezilla. Lack of character development, consistency, good voice acting, and any sort of entertainment makes Orphan an abysmal experience. It has decent graphics and is nice to look at, but it certainly isn't any fun to play. However, they did give it a 65. So...
Graphics, man.
Yeah, clearly that's it. But no, apparently, like, as some others said, I didn't want to look too deeply into it because I am curious and I might check into it one day. It does seem quite long, like 30 hours plus. But the like people were saying the story is really bad. Like really bad. So maybe the light novel is good and they adapted it badly, or maybe the light novel was just terrible anyway. But yeah, so that is unfortunate. But we also have one more game to give a shout out to. Got to give a shout out. Oh, God, what?
We're having a fun time. I brought the curse. I'm sorry.
Why can't I speak? Got to give a shout out to Mary Kate and Ashley Magical Mystery Mall launching on the PS1 on the same day. So well done. That is the game.
Is that the one with the genie?
It is the one with the mall genie, and that is also the game with the dancing where I crashed into my fridge.
Yes. Brilliant.
Yeah.
My absolute favorite teal clip of all time. I love that clip.
I was a little behind the scenes about that. I was so worried I'd broken the fridge. I really rammed into
You
the
actually
fridge.
smashed it. Oh man.
Well, like it shaked. So I was like, oh man. Like, is it okay? It was fine. But that is also more importantly not the best Mary Kate and Ashley game. That is Mary Kate and Ashley Crush Course, which released a year later. That is the one with the mini golf minigame and the excellent Stonehenge music. That is a theme I listen to regularly. It's so good. You have no idea. If you haven't heard it, Mary Kate and Ashley Crush Course Stonehenge. It's on YouTube. I think it's track 12. Oh my god, it's so good.
I'll put it on the playlist.
I will send it to you afterwards.
They're both better than the driving one.
Yes,
what was that called?
Sweet 18 or something. Yeah, Sweet
16?
Sweet 16 Drive something. Yeah, it's so bad. Yeah. It was like a 3-hour recording session. Mind-numbingly boring.
Oh.
And then it like never ended.
Yeah,
it was like supposed to end, and then it just kept going.
Things that the game. So it's basically a Mario Party minigame. You go around a board in a car. The cars move so slowly. Oh my god.
Oh, I think I remember seeing.
And there are different like ways to win. It's either by doing 3 laps or by collecting enough characters in the car and finishing a lap or something like that. One of us had more than they needed and crossed the line, didn't end. One of us, it was 3 laps. One of us had finished 5 laps, didn't end. So we had finished all the things that needed to be done.
All the steps, yeah.
Individually, admittedly, but it didn't need to be the same person. It just needed to be one of these things needed to be completed. Didn't end. The game would never end. So at that point we called it. Which is like, no.
Yeah, not even.
Like it was the point where it's like, oh my god, it's another lap. We can't do another lap of this. It's so boring.
We got to get back to Party Hard.
We do.
There's a universe where I don't know any Mary Kate and Ashley games, and it is the dark timeline.
You have no idea what hell is in store for you. I know what's coming. There's some real shit.
I put my recommendations in. That's all I'm saying. So.
Yeah. Do we have anything else to say about the PS2? I know we're going to get to that in a question a little bit, but.
Well, I mean, I was curious, like, what was everyone's first PS2 experience?
Oh man, I remember it was Christmas of, I think it was 2001. But it was us opening the box with the PlayStation 2, because this was still at the time where
I remember the box.
Both of my older sisters were still at home. My younger brother is still there. It was like the family console at that point in time. And so I remember the box. I remember we got 3 games with it. I think it was SSX and Madden. I can't remember the third one. It's not popping into my head. It wasn't any of the release titles. It was a little bit later, something better than that. But I remember it's like, oh, hey, the box is there. It's a nice deep blue, yada, yada. This is great. I can't wait to play these games. Speed up to a couple of weeks later when it's finally set up. I get home and my sister is playing Madden with my dad, who is not a person that plays video games at all. Like, I'm sitting here thinking, oh, he's just going to use the PlayStation for the disc feature. No, this is like, he's getting into this. He's getting into the interactive portion of it. And that's when it finally clicked. We're in the living room. We have this console. I was used to like the Game Gear or the Game Boy at this point in time. This is the family console. And so it ended up meaning a crazy ton to me as like the first console that wasn't just, you know, confined to my sister's room or like just privatized or something that like only one person can play. That was like the party console for me. So it has a special place in my heart. So much so that when our original fat PS2 died sometime in like the PS3 lifespan, I went to Mall Santa and wished for a PlayStation 2 to replace the one that broke instead of wishing for any other console.
Do you remember talking about the games? Do you remember the discs being blue?
Yes.
That
The
was...
early
And
ones
when you
especially.
put them in, the disc in the menu is blue.
Yeah.
Yup. That
You
entire
had
thing
ones that
spins
weren't
up.
blue; they were like gold, right, or something
Yeah.
on the menu. And then you put in the blue one, and it's blue, and you're like, "Oh my god!"
It knows somehow.
Yeah. It was so satisfying. It was a gorgeous color as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So for me, it's kind of similar but different, because we were growing up. We had the NES for a very long time, so long that like other people at school laughed at me. But you know, we didn't have a lot of money growing up, and I don't know why we had the NES. I don't know whose it was originally. But then eventually my sister got a PS1, and that was her console. I was allowed to play on it, and we did share a room as well, so it was in my room. And yeah, so I would play like Crash Bandicoot and Rayman and stuff on that. And I remember it was my birthday. I don't know what year. Probably not. Well, it could have been 2001. I don't know when it was, but I got the PS2. It was my console, and like for the first time. So I have such an attachment to the PS2. My friend had one. I'd always go around to his house and play it with him, and it was just so exciting to have my own. In fact, this will probably pinpoint when I got it. It will not have been 2001. I got it with. It came with 2 games. It was World Rally Championship 3 or something, and a snooker game. And these are just kind of 2 games that do not interest me whatsoever. Like at the time, for me, games had to be things that were not in the real world, because I was like, we have that stuff. Real world stuff, you know, I can see it on TV, or I can go and do it. I mean, obviously I can do World Rally Championship stuff, but I liked the fantastical stuff. That's what gaming was to me. And I really, really wanted Rayman 3 and Jak and Daxter. I'm pretty sure those were the 2 games that I really wanted, because my friend had them and I loved them. And I was so sad to get these games. And then I think a week or so later, my mum let me get 2 games, and I really wanted to get those 2 games, but she was like, "Oh, well, you know, your friend has those games. You can borrow them from him." And I was like,
The disappointment.
Yeah.
I managed to talk her into letting me get one of them, so I got Jak and Daxter, and the other game that I got was Donald Duck PK, which is a really interesting game that I hear nobody talk about. I was not that good at it.
The box art before.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was like, I don't know, I couldn't really pick what else to get, and I was like, yeah, this kind of seems. I wasn't even that into Donald Duck as a character, so I don't know why I picked it, but I did, and I remember my cousins would come around and they really loved Donald Duck PK. I don't have the game anymore. Maybe I gave it to them and they don't have it anymore, so it's a sad ending to the story, but. Donald Duck PK, I guess we'll talk about it one day.
That's an interesting one. Yeah.
It'll get to it at some
And
point.
I did eventually get Rayman 3, so.
You
There you
enjoyed
go.
Quack Attack, don't you?
I watched my friend play it
That's
back in the day.
one. Yep, that's the one. Y'all have it Quack Attack over here in the United States. It's going Quackers.
Doing
Right,
Quackers. Yeah.
And
that
so
was
I
PS1.
that was PS1 and
N64,
PS2. Yeah.
Oh, it was PS2 as well. Okay.
That's in fact, yeah, that is probably why I got Donald Duck PK, because I watched my friend play Quack Attack. And Donald Duck PK is weird.
It's
a
a
super
I don't
comic
know much
thing,
about
right?
it.
Yeah.
I'll need to do it.
It's like cell shaded and
Yeah.
like it's kind of like Batman and an odd game to exist. But
known
it was cool.
known as PK Out of the Shadows here in America. No
Nice.
reference to Donald Duck, just Disney's PK Out of the
Wow.
Shadows.
Wow.
That's a dark way
I
to
think
put it.
That's
it was
bold.
called PK because the Latin for duck is like the initials of PK.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it is. I think I remember that from the game. Like that's what that was a reference to. But yeah, no. Someone leave a comment if you've ever played Donald Duck PK.
Oh, someone must have, surely. Besides you.
Yeah.
He's the only one.
Yeah. Yeah, my dad, it was a present for my dad's birthday. I don't know if it was 2001 or 2002. I know one of the games we got was F1 2001, but I don't know if that was just because that was still the newest one, or if I don't know. But I feel we must have got it before. It must have been 2001 because I got Jak and Daxter. That came out in 2001. I got that for Christmas and birthday. So it was my dad's console, but I was allowed to obviously, play it because he with the PS1 it was a family console. It wasn't mine, but it was he loves playing Mortal Kombat and Tekken with his friends. So this was the same sort of thing. He got really into Dead or Alive 2, and F1 2001 and Wipeout. Wipeout Fusion is really good. It's a phenomenal racing game. But yeah, he got into a lot of that stuff, and he also got into Gran Turismo 4.
Granny's tiramisu.
It was a little bit later because I think that came out in 2003, 2004. But one of my strongest memories of anything gaming comes from that game and my dad. I'm gonna have to give some context for this. So Emil, you'll know where I used to live in Jersey. So I'm obviously not gonna dox myself, but like it was
the address is.
But it was the top of an estate. It was multi-storied. I was on the top, and outside of that, there being an estate, there's a lot of grassland where kids can play and adults can set up.
Kids can piss on a bed sheet. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. All that stuff. But so it stretches quite far. Back in those days, there was actually a dividing wall between our estate and a different estate, but now the wall is gone. That's not really relevant. But I was near where that wall was.
Right.
The windows were closed, and my dad had just lost the 24-hour Nürburgring race on the final corner, and I heard, still loudly, the words "fucking cunt."
That's great.
I was 9? But he was so angry, and he stopped playing games as a result of that.
That was the
long?
moment.
24 hours? How long do you actually play it?
24 hours. He paused. He paused the game.
What?
Oh my god.
Endurance
oh my
challenge.
god.
There are endurance challenges where you do it because there is actually a 24-hour endurance. In real life, you would switch drivers. You have multiple drivers do like 3 or 4 hour stints, including during the night. In this case, you exist. And I think he might have been able to stop it and save. I don't recall. Like maybe you can save midway and like go back.
Yeah.
Or maybe he just paused. I feel like he just paused. And just left it on for
overnight. Yeah, that's insanity.
Yeah.
I would also be screaming expletives from the top rope.
So angry.
Oh
but
my
again,
gosh.
I was really far away. It's high up. The windows are closed, and I could very, very loudly hear him.
Well, I'll say one thing: like father, like son.
Yeah, 100%.
There it is.
Yeah. But no, that's one of my strongest memories of any game. It's very funny.
And it's true.
It's true.
There it is.
It's
They're all
100%
true.
They're all true.
But yeah, good game. Well, speaking of PS2, we will get back to that in a second, but we end our show with some interaction from the viewers. We've got an email, gamingtakestages@gmail.com, and we'd love you to email in with stories, with questions, with stuff about upcoming games that we're going to be talking about, or, if you just want to tell us anything about you, about what you play, about whatever, just email in. We do have an email. Pixel Key. They've been watching for ages, and they've said as much throughout like various streams I've done. They've been really positive about it. And it's really, really nice to see. So thank you.
Thank you.
And yeah, they say they're a big fan of the podcast. I have a question for you. Oh my gosh. We've sort of answered this a little bit, but we can go through it again because we may have a different answer. And Lito, of course, you've not answered. Are there any video games that you've always wanted to get a remaster or remake, even if it's very unlikely? For them personally, they'd love some kind of re-release of Dissidia, Duodecim, Final Fantasy, which is funny because that actually is getting a new game. It just announced like the day, or no, I think it's like a week after they.
It's the podcast.
Yeah.
The Oracle.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Well, we also we covered Deus Ex. We haven't mentioned this, but that's getting a remaster for Switch. So
yeah, something that I mentioned on a whim is getting something. I can't remember what that was.
I'm not sure.
It'll come to me one day, and I will forget by the time it's time to record again.
Right.
But we have magic powers on this podcast.
We do. But they also said they've always wanted a remaster of Epic Mickey, and then we ended up getting a full-on remake. So even the unlikely sounding ones can sometimes happen. Kind regards. Thank you, Pixel Key. Appreciate it. So we've sort of answered this before. I'm going to say something different. We've had stuff like SpongeBob Rehydrated. So come on, Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights. Come on. It's such a good game. It's so perfect. You'd have to keep in all the glitches and the horrible collision, but I want it. I want it. I want it. I want it. I want it.
I feel like you're baiting me with that response too at this point, given my history with the game on that front. But oh man.
I mean, I know you've suffered.
It'd be interesting.
But you appreciate the game, right?
Yes, well, absolutely. Again, it's that time period. It's the same thing with SpongeBob Rehydrate. It's the same company. It was THQ Nordic. It's a solidly built game if you can overlook the obvious glitches. But it's fun that way. It's the GameCube.
Yeah.
Oh man, I need a little bit more time, Emil, if you would like going.
Yeah, I mean, I watched a video recently about Yuka Replayly and. Talking about how it makes much more sense for a bad game to get a remake than a good game, and bad game is just a phrase. A game that had flaws but had a lot of potential. With a remake, you can fix that stuff and be like, see, the game was always good if you just tweaked a few things, and yes, so I'm much more into that idea of a game with stilted potential getting a remake, but I can't really think of any off the top of my head.
Well, you mentioned that. Not technically the same thing, but I played a demo of Bubsy 4D.
Yeah, I mean that's a good. And
that's so fun.
Really?
Oh my god.
Okay.
The demo is available on Steam.
That.
You can try it right now for free. It is unbelievable. It's very much like Mario Odyssey, Hat in Time kind of movement gameplay, but with so much more potential. That's so much more movement, speed, everything really. I mean, it's for Braz. It's Demon Turf.
Demon Turf.
So they know what they're doing, and this is coming out next year, and it's gonna be. I may be making my mark on this too early, but I think Game of the Year contender.
You may be peeing on its laundry too early.
Yes, but seriously, Game of the Year contender. So genuinely, really phenomenal.
Bold words. We're gonna have to call you out on that next time.
Yeah, and I mean, Rayman Redemption is another good example of that. I love the original Rayman even for its bullshit hardness, but Rayman Redemption did very little things to tweak that, and I was I would always recommend that version. I mean, it's even called Rayman Redemption. But in terms of remaster, I did have a think about it, and there is one definite answer for me, and they've tried to do it, and they they have not really done it, and it is Star Wars Battlefront 2, the classic one, not the fake one. I love that game. I've always loved that game. Like a year or so ago, me and my friends, we started doing a Galactic Conquest in, and it was like so fun. But we all had to like get together in one room, which is increasingly harder when you're all adults. So we never finished the thing, and I'd be fine if it was the exact same game, but I could just play it online. And they did do the remake, and I was kind of excited for it. And then my friend was like, "Yeah, it's not going to be good. Like the people that are making it, they did this with another game, and it was like it didn't come out well, and then they just abandoned it." And then my hype just immediately was extinguished. And then it came out, and it was like I watched a few streams, and it's like, oh, it's crashed. And it's like the multiplayer is laggy and stuff. And I think they did abandon it. So that stings even more to like, oh, we could have had it, but we didn't. So, I mean, I'm happy playing Star Wars Battlefront 2 on my Xbox 360 still when I can, but I'd love to be able to play it online.
That's fair. I know the Steam version, there's people that have their own servers that they host now and are still modding. I think there was also the alternate. I think there was a Call of Duty 4 mod to make it Star Wars themed as well, if you're just looking for some shooters on that front. It was a full-blown mod, like sound effects replacements, everything. But that was back in the day. Now you've given me something else to think about, though, Emil, because I had one answer, and now my other answer is basically all of the Dark Forces sets of games from way back in the day with Kyle Katarn and Star Wars. But my original answer was going to be, so my view on remakes and those kind of remasters is, hey, we're bringing the game forward for the new generation to have with either better controls or at least some sort of a new coat of paint, or just a complete remake for the new generation. One of the games, and this actually goes to the PS2, so very on brand, that my brother and I played, we never beat because we never actually understood how to play it, is from the company FromSoft called Cookie and Cream. I don't know if either of you have heard of this.
Heard of this, yes.
I have not heard of this.
This is a game where you play as two rabbits, and you have to work together to get through the level. Like one rabbit's on one side of the screen, the other's on the other. They are legitimately divided by a wall the entire way through, but you have to get through obstacles by like, you stand on this button, it opens the gate on the other side of the screen to let the other rabbit through. And it's just kind of a series of obstacles till you get to the boss fights at the end of the level. Me and him never beat it, but I remember spending hours playing that thing. And now knowing that the next generation's coming up, I've got my nieces that are starting to play games, and that would be a fun one to not only introduce them to, but have them play together or play alongside them. I think that would be a fun one to bring up again, because I don't think it ever got a continuation or anything
cool
beyond it. And it's from FromSoft. They're still around.
It's interesting because that game did influence a lot of other things. Like there are a lot of games that sort of do that. Certainly more recently, I've seen a couple of indies, or I say recently, I guess at this point, like close to like 7 years ago. But still, like, I've seen there's an indie game that is very much like that. I can think of 2 indie games. I can't think of their name, but I can think of 2 indie games that are very much like that gameplay style. Ni no Kuni had a mini game that's sort of like that. So yeah, like it's
brothers kind of like that. Brothers Tale of Two Sons.
Oh, I've not played that. I'm not sure.
Well, you can play that one player as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, never mind.
I can't remember if you can play Cookie and Cream
But
one player.
it's,
I think you can.
But it's an interesting game for sure. And yes, I think, like you say though, it's a game that's not a huge amount of people know about. I don't think.
Yeah, and that's the unlikely portion coming through on that front.
But not impossible.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for that question. That was really cool. Our question in relation to PS2: what are your favorite PS2 games? What are they?
Tell us your secrets.
Well, when I got my PS2, there was 2 games that I wanted. They were Jak and Daxter and Rayman 3, and I got it right.
Yeah.
Those remained my favorites for the entirety of the PS2. Like,
that's fair.
I mean, I've talked about Jak and Daxter on the podcast before, like how it's my game that I always go back to, and man, Jak and Daxter is so good. And Rayman 3, sometimes I think I like Rayman Revolution the most, and sometimes I think I like Rayman 3 the most. I like them both for different reasons.
Yeah.
But if pushed, I will say Rayman 3. I would say those two are definitely. And also, I got to give a shout out to Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy. It's just got a rough start. You just got to get past the rough start, and the rest is so good.
Oh man,
it's interesting because you mentioned Jak and Daxter. Like for me, like I love Jak and Daxter for the reasons you love it. I really love Jak 3.
I do love Jak 3.
It's interesting because don't get me wrong, I like Jak 2 a lot, but Jak 3 and its whole vibe I adore. Like I really love the differences between the desert and the city, and I really like the optional precursor of collection. There's a lot more being 600, but like in a lot of cases it's you do this challenge, you get like 18 or so you actually get quite a lot for them. And the challenges I really like in some of them are really small. Like in the desert you've got to get the biggest hang time and it's going to be like 3 seconds or something. It's just like that's really fun trying to find like the perfect like dune to jump off and know you're probably gonna die.
No. You get the mass inverter.
Yes, that is true. You can.
And
do
then
that.
you
Yeah,
launch
you
that,
can
and then
cheat,
you get in the thing.
You can also do that.
Keep on going.
Yeah, that is also true. You can do that, but the Dune version is fun. But yeah, just like the challenges in that game just feel really satisfying. And the game itself and the story, I absolutely adored it. Again, don't get me wrong, I love Jak 2. I think it's a fantastic game, but 3 just did something to me. And in the same way Ratchet and Clank did, I love the first game. That game is arguably flawed when you compare it to the later games because the movement and gameplay is totally refined from 2 onwards. But it's still it's in the same way that I really like Kingdom Hearts 1. Ratchet is new to everything that's going on. Yes, he has some experience because he's a mechanic and he will have maybe hit something with a wrench or whatever. But like he did, he has a bomb glove, but he hasn't fought wars and armies, and like this is still new.
Right.
And his movement being more stiff makes sense in a contextual sense.
This is like an interesting thing, and this is kind of how I feel about Jak and Daxter over Jak 3. Like when you have these sequels that do a bunch of like other things, and like in the case of Ratchet and Clank, it's like, oh, they're very similar games, but this is more, and it improves a lot of things, and that is like, yeah, you look at Ratchet and Clank 3 and you're like, yeah, that is better. But there's something about Ratchet and Clank, the first one,
really
that is, it's got that charm that is like, it's lost in the other ones, and it doesn't make those games worse, but it does make the first one better. And I feel the same about Rayman Origins versus Rayman Legends. Like, I don't know why Rayman Legends does a lot to improve on Rayman Origins, but something about Rayman Origins is better, and I don't know what it is. It's the same with Ratchet and Clank for me. It's the same with Jak and Daxter, and also I would say to some extent the same with like Rayman 3 and Rayman 2, Rayman Revolution.
Yeah. But I will stand by that. I think Ratchet 3 is my favorite of the Ratchet. I love 3 so much. And I think it's somewhat helped that I know I'm good friends with someone who works on it. Like I was just like, oh, this childhood game that I adore. I now know this person who's so lovely and has been on the podcast before, Mike Stout.
It's all connected,
But yeah, it's just he's an awesome man, and he's an awesome designer. He knows exactly how to make something really good. And it's like that is reflected in his other work. Like if you look at Crash 4, almost universally everyone's favorite level is the one he designed. So it's just like, he knows what he's doing. Like,
he's got the touch.
He just whatever he makes turns to gold. And he worked on Skylanders. That made a fair amount of gold. So but yeah, it's just but also I mean, if you might mention this as well, Lido, but Persona 4, love that. Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, just they're just fantastic games. I mentioned Wipeout earlier because Wipeout is a bloody good racing game.
Yep.
So much fun. So intense. I know F-Zero did it first. I don't care.
I was about to say, like,
Wipeout is so good. So,
it perfected the concept in my eyes on that front, right? Plus, F-Zero's kind of dead at this point. I think Wipeout would be getting the remake or the remaster next if I were to choose.
No, it's interesting.
They should.
They should, but they probably won't. But we'll
Never
see.
know.
And what about you?
Well, you mentioned Persona, but here's the thing. I never played that until after it, came out a little bit further on. Like, not even 4. It had been mentioned to me at that point in time, but I never got fully exposed to it and played my own until P5 came out on the PS4. Right. After that, it was emulation or, like, watching Let's Plays and getting the story of all of that, which is interesting, but I guess with, 10,000 games, you kind of miss a few. Because the PlayStation 2 was my biggest collection, and looking back on it, I can tell you the ones that I played a lot. Favorite's a really tough one. There were a lot of hours put into Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. There were a lot of hours that my brother and I put into whatever we could co-op. We had Going Quackers. We had Paris-Dakar Rally, which for some reason was our racing game that we decided to go with. Didn't even know it. And a lot of the times the games were kind of chosen by the parents for us to play rather than us going out and seeking them type of thing, right? So the original Spider-Man, when that came on versus the PlayStation 1, getting your mind blown by those graphics. And you can actually see the city and the ground, even though if you fall below the death plane, he still death screams. It's great. There's so many memories. If I had to go with one overall, I don't think that I could.
Yes, fair.
Because Jack and Daxter is another one that we had that I played a lot growing up. Still don't think I ever actually beat it at that stage either. But, it was just the console at that point.
Yeah. And speaking of the console, which did we have? I presume we all started with a black one. Did we ever get a silver one? No.
No.
Always had the PS2 Thickums until I had the PS2 Slim that replaced it.
Yeah, Slim was 2004, I believe. So I have a small story about that. I had a black one and a silver one. The silver one was bought for me one year because the black one was my dad's, and then I got to have it because it was I guess they got tired of moving it from the lounge to my room every time a friend came over. So it was just
that's fair.
Have a bloody console, and it was much cheaper at that point. It was easily half what it originally was. So it was much cheaper. But it was also quite beneficial because they were both broken. The silver one could only play PS2 games. The black one could only play PS1 games. They had different problems.
So you had a very interesting PS1.
Yep. They were
Pretty
both broken in
one.
different ways. I don't really know what caused them to break, but yeah, just really funny. But that happened. So, there you go.
Heck of a setup.
It was awkward, but it was funny. So, yeah, thank you very much for watching, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed this. Please do email in a question or leave a comment or whatever. gamingtakesages@gmail.com. If you want to leave one, you don't have to, of course. But next week, it's Halloween. So we'll be looking at spooky games from the year 2000. And then the week after that, on November 7th, Crash Bash. Finally. Game you've played, oh my god, arguably for too long, but you've played it, Emil,
and yet I still want to play it more.
Same.
There you go.
I do too.
Addictive tendencies.
It's a great game, but yeah, that'll be in 2 weeks' time. Very excited to talk about that, and intrigued about Halloween. Will we get scared?
Spooky. I'm scared already.
Yeah.